So in today's video, we're going to go through all of your GTA 6 questions about me, questions about the channel, and I'm going to try my best to answer some of these burning questions you have about the game. In this video, we will talk about some leaks and some leaked information, so if you don't want to know anything about GTA 6, it's probably a good idea to not watch this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first question is, hey Cyberboy, I hope everything's going great with you. Do you think that GTA 6 will bring in some community service jobs for the NPCs, considering most of them seem to be unemployed and just strolling around in GTA 5? Now, it's important for GTA 6 that we don't look at GTA 5. GTA 6 isn't really the successor to GTA 5. In terms of the technical abilities, the game engine, and all the other complex systems in the game, it's actually a successor to Red Dead Redemption 2. Of course, completely different in every respect to the game itself, but in terms of the technology and the things they'll implement, it is just Red Dead Redemption 2 evolved. So in Red Dead Redemption 2, if you follow characters around in their daily routine, you'll see that they have jobs. They build houses, they pick up things out the back of wagons, they drop them down somewhere, someone else picks that things up and continues their routine. So I think in GTA 6 there won't be linear routines. I think that different characters will have different things that they do on a daily basis, and we can witness that taking place. Also, what is one thing that, if included in GTA 6, would make you go, yeah, this is the best game ever? I think, to be honest, the implementation of, I've no secret on this channel, I love boats, and the implementation of explorable boats, like big ships that we can go inside and do stuff on. For me, just from someone that has that passion and that obsession outside of YouTube, that would be a really compelling thing for me. I just love boats. I'm a real boaty boy. Do you think we'll be able to graffiti in GTA 6? I would love to see that in the game. Maybe we can create different tags and choose which one we want to paint on the wall. I don't think so. I mean, like in other games where there was tag spots such as San Andreas, it was more in line with like the cultural part of the game, whereas in GTA 6, we don't know enough about the characters or enough about their background or their interest to be able to say whether that would play any part into making the game more interesting. It could be an option, especially around the Wynwood area, which is basically just covered in graffiti. So maybe it's an option, but we'll have to see. Do you think that GTA 6 will feature a new type of criminal life, like starting in the streets and by the end of the story on top like a criminal boss or something? Yes, especially with where the game is based in Vice City. Obviously, the previous game based in Vice City, which was GTA Vice City, was more of an underdog story coming out on top, and I feel like this could be very similar, especially with some of the cars, vehicles and mansions that we're expecting to see in Vice City. I do think this will be grassroots Bonnie and Clyde style criminals rising up in the world and coming out on top. That's my theory anyway. Now what that consists of in terms of the storyline, we don't know yet. But as an overall summary, it would make sense that that's pretty accurate. I think with GTA Online at the moment, where you're working for the government and you're doing all these jobs that involve completely out of this world stuff, I'm hoping Rockstar come away from that, because that's not why we play GTA. What do you think will happen to modders when GTA 6 eventually releases on PC? I think Rockstar will either embrace it and work it into the game and find a way to work with modders, or we'll end up in a situation where everyone's getting sued by Rockstar. I'm leaning slightly towards the latter, because Rockstar have bought CFX.RE, obviously the roleplay communities. It's in their best interest to monetize that and not allow people to have other options. Maybe in story mode it would be different, but I think for online they'll try and funnel everyone through the GTA RP servers. My bet is that Lucia will be heavily influenced by the character of Sadie Adler. What do you think? 100%. I fully do think that that might be the case. Now, Red Dead Redemption 2, if you look at a lot of the things that we think we're going to get in GTA 6, majority of them are just iterations of stuff that we saw in Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 served two purposes for Rockstar. Be a good game that makes loads of money, but secondly, it was a good testing ground to see how they could introduce different things and different functionalities within the game. Like having Sadie Adler, who's a badass, in the game, Rockstar would have been listening to how the community responds to that, and for the most part, it was all absolutely brilliant. So I think for them, that was just a test and a confirmation that someone being like a main character in the game as a female protagonist in the game could work quite well. When you start live streaming, what times would you stream? So when I get to 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to start live streaming, and that should only be a few days away now, so please consider liking and subscribing. As soon as I get to 10k, I'm going to start live streaming. In terms of what time I should stream, drop a comment down below with what country you're from and what time you'd like me to stream. Now I'm based in the UK, so basically whichever time gets the most amount of traction is what time I'll probably look at streaming. At the moment it's a bit all up in the air and I have no idea when you'd want me to stream. I wonder if it's possible to greet or antagonize someone from your car in GTA 6, just like how you could greet or antagonize someone from your horse in Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, that's something that I hope that Rockstar introduced for GTA 6, the ability to actually interact with NPCs and greet, antagonize, cause a problem problem or have like a good interaction or a negative interaction. I think that just made the world way more believable in Red Dead Redemption 2. So hopefully they introduce that for GTA 6. How did you get a sponsor so early? Help me out with the info, gang. So Private Internet Access reached out to me. Now I get loads of companies reaching out to me all the time and it's ridiculous. Like so many companies reach out when they don't even watch my channel. They've never seen my videos. They have no idea what I do. Whereas with Private Internet Access, they understood that yes, I wear a mask. I like my privacy. I like my anonymity online. Anonymity. I like being anonymous on the interwebs. And they reached out and I thought it was a really good fit for the channel. You guys get 83% off, which means it's only a couple of dollars a month for an absolutely amazing VPN. It's one subscription for every device. When I've used other VPNs before, it's been a bit confusing with like, okay, it works on my laptop. Does it work on my phone? And it's been a bit of a mess to try and sort that out. So this subscription works on everything, and they operate in 50 US states as well as 91 countries, which means that if you're gaming, especially first person shooters where there's a lot of latency and lag and stuff like that, rather than bouncing a VPN to the opposite side of the world, if you're in the US, you can just bounce to a nearby state. So you're reducing that ping time. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So in fact, this is the perfect time to actually go into the ad read. Enjoy. When browsing online, whether you're gaming or streaming online content, it's important to protect yourself. Watching Netflix without private internet access is like paying for a director's cut but only seeing the trailer. Private internet access helps you overcome all of these restrictions and dangers by giving you the option to change your IP address to one of their 91 countries to choose from and 50 US states, allowing you to gain access to websites and services that are only available in those particular locations. Private internet access works on Windows, Android, Mac, iOS, and many more. And you can use one private internet access subscription on as many devices as you want. And no, that's not one at a time. You can use it on an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time. So if you want to stay protected on the internet, use the link down below to save yourself 83% on private internet access. That's just $2.03 a month. And you also get 4 months completely free. So yeah, if you do use the links down below, it massively supports the channel. And it also tells private internet access that you guys are interested. So consider using the links down below, massively appreciated. Do you think GTA 6 will have a fully functional airport, like employees working there, going through security check and passengers boarding on the plane and traveling between different airports on the map? It would be really cool if Rockstar added this, as it will make the game more immersive. I really do hope so, because I feel like airports that are supposed to be really packed and buzzing environments in GTA 5 are just dead. You just get a wanted level for entering it and that's it. It was so boring, especially as it's a huge open tarmac place where you could do stuff like races and cool activities and steal aeroplanes and vehicles with your friends. I feel like there's an option there to make this a way more inclusive environment where there's so many different factors that vary it, like you'd have to go through security and everything, and it could make the game really interesting. So I really do hope / think that airports will become way more interesting in the game. Do you think we'll be able to burgle houses again like we could in San Andreas, and additionally sell the goods in pawn shops or from the boot of a car? Now, of course, we can see pawn shops in the GTA trailer, plus we saw it in the leaks as well. Pawn shops and the ability to go in and buy and sell goods would be pointless without having a way to acquire these goods. So I do think it's possible to burgle houses, especially as we've seen some theories that there's going to be an introduction of a lot more interiors into the game. So this would only be a logical next step for Rockstar. So I'm leaning probably 90% towards yes, we will be able to steal stuff from houses and sell those goods as well. Also, I'd love to see more functionality with vehicles when it comes to crime, such as being able to hide dead bodies or weapons in the boot and then bury them without receiving wanted levels. I do think that because like in Red Dead Redemption 2 we could store weapons and stuff on our horse, maybe Rockstar will introduce that into GTA 6 where we can utilize the trunk of the car, boot, because English, but use the back of the car to put stuff in and to store weapons and goods in, and maybe the character's only able to carry a limited amount of weapons and we have to store them in the trunk / boot of our vehicle. Will you live stream GTA or Rockstar titles? Yes, I will, definitely, 100%. With the addition of the dealership in GTA 5 Online, should we get to test drive all the vehicles at once in GTA 6 instead of being limited per week? I don't know. I think it would be good to be able to extend it out to all vehicles and all of the time with no limit, but Rockstar will do what Rockstar will do. Hey man, love your videos. Kind of a weird question, but do you think Rockstar will make Grand Theft Auto 7? Maybe one day, but we're talking 20 years away. I mean, they could make GTA 6 and then in 10 years time release GTA 7, or 15 years time release GTA 7, or they could make GTA 6, they could create 3 or 4 DLCs over the next 10 years for the game and give us GTA 7 when gaming is just so advanced and so next level. But at the moment, in terms of like over the past 5 years, game progression has slowed down a little bit. Not a lot, and when I've said this in previous videos, a lot of people have got very upset in the comments, but in terms of changes in the gaming industry, if you look at the past 5 years versus the 5 years before it, the 5 years before it, there was way bigger advancements. Like the difference between the PS3 and PS4 was a way bigger leap than from the PS4 to the PS5. So I do think that it's going to take 20 years for the game industry to catch up with Rockstar's ideas, but I already think that GTA 6 is going to be massively stretched on a PS5, and maybe the PS5 Pro will run the game a hell of a lot easier, but we'll have to see. If we were to see Liberty City again in GTA 6, would you rather it be the same Liberty City from GTA 4, obviously updated to reflect the changes that happened to the area over the years in the HD universe, or would you rather it be a completely new redesigned version of the city? I don't think we're going to see Liberty City at all. I just don't think it's going to happen. How many hours do you think you'll spend on your first playthrough? Personally, I'm going to go as slow as possible. 3 things here. Firstly, we don't even know how long the game is, so it's really hard to say. Secondly, when the game comes out and when I start doing the playthrough on the channel, I'm not going to be able to go as slow as possible, because the truth is, and this is me being fully selfish and I'm aware of it, there's going to be 1,000 channels, a million channels posting playthroughs of the game. If it takes me twice as long to do the playthroughs, people will just stop watching my video and go and watch the other channel that's posted 60 videos of the game first, rather than watching my video. So my first playthrough is going to have to be relatively speedy, because yes, there is probably 40% of you that want a nice slow playthrough and to see everything, but the majority of people, which is where the views are, which unfortunately means where the money is, I'm going to have to do one playthrough first that's just really fast, just getting to it, and I'm probably going to have to go a couple of days just without sleeping to get that done. But the second I complete the game, I'm going to go back from the start, and that first playlist will be the fast playlist, and the second playlist will be exploring everything, every area, DLC, location, tool, money, everything like that. So we can go through everything in the game and explore it. And then of course you're going to have 10 years of me making GTA 6 content anyway. So yeah, with Florida being a heavy Spanish speaking state, how important do you believe it would be in Leonida? I think it would be massively important. I think there'll be a lot of references. I think there'll be references to the islands off of Florida, Bahamas, Cuba, all of that stuff, especially the South Americas. So I think Rockstar are pretty good at replicating cultures. Do you think there'll be any more major leaks before the game fully releases? Maybe. Seeing how Rockstar have upset all of their staff, it's quite likely that if they continue to upset their staff, that maybe a staff member might leak something, but I highly doubt it. I do think we will get other leaks and bits of information, because in total there's thousands and thousands of employees at Rockstar. It's impossible to keep 100% tight ship. And also as well, when I posted my video about the staff kicking off at Rockstar, a lot of people completely misunderstood the point. So at the moment, Rockstar employees are either working remotely or 3 days a week in the office. About 20% of Rockstar's employees work remotely, from what I understand from the person I spoke to. Some of these employees that signed remote working contracts, they joined the business in like 2018, 2019, when Rockstar implemented this remote working thing. It was nothing to do with the pandemic, by the way. A lot of people signed contracts because they live hours away from their nearest studio. So now they've been told that rather than working 3 days a week or 5 days a week, they are also now having to come into the office every day, and they can't work from home. They either have to find a way to sell their houses in 6 weeks, which is something that takes 6 months to a year, find a way to move closer to the studio, which means breaking out of a tenancy agreement, which means that they might have to move closer to the studio and pay another 6 to 9 months worth of rent on their current property, as well as renting another house, which is very expensive. But also most Rockstar employees are on 20 to 30 to 40,000 pounds a year. A lot of people seem to think that people that work at Rockstar are making 300 grand a year or something. No, the average salary at Rockstar is about 35,000 pounds a year, and the average cost of rent and bills in the UK is about 24,000 pounds a year. Do the maths. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up, why the Rockstar employees are upset. I did actually 2 videos. The first video, which had a load of nasty comments about Rockstar and its employees, you know, the people that work hard to make the games that we are talking about right now. Then the second video, I went into a bit more detail. Oh, and one more thing on that topic. A lot of people asked how this Rockstar employee got in contact with me and why they would contact me, because I'm a small channel. Well, when I used to edit for other YouTubers, I also edited for some mobile games development companies, so people that made mobile apps and stuff. One of the companies that I edited their short form social media content for, one of their employees was this employee, and then they later left to go to Rockstar, and we've been in touch ever since. And of course, I always ask him about GTA 6, and he always comes back saying that he won't talk about it. He's not going to discuss it with me, so it's fair enough. Thought I'd clear that up. Why does Jason from the leaks look different to what was shown in the trailer? Mainly because they were low poly models. Like, that was development footage from a while ago, so it wasn't like the perfect polished models. It was just a rough outlay of what the character would look like for them to start off and begin with. Maybe that was before all of the mocap work was done. all of the body scans and everything. Do you think that all weapons should be projectile braced instead of hit scan, or only snipers in GTA 6? Hit scan snipers ruin PvP games at times in GTA Online. Oh, that's a very good question. So for those that don't know, hit scan is where you shoot someone and it kind of just works out where your crosshairs are and where that person is in space and just goes, have you hit them? Whereas projectile based ones, it actually tracks the movement of the projectile and places that within an area to say, did you hit them or did you not? An example of this is Red Dead Redemption 2. If you use a bow and arrow, it'll work out the arrows drop over time to figure out if you hit the target. I would prefer projectile based for snipers and stuff like that. Maybe if they use hit scan for like machine guns, it doesn't really matter, but projectile based would be way better. However, it does take more processing power. What game do you think we'll get after GTA 6? I know it's early to ask, but I think it's interesting to speculate about. So do you think we'll see Red Dead Redemption 3, Bully 2, or maybe a new IP? Definitely a new IP. I think the GTA franchise, firstly, going to be Rockstar's only focus for the next 5 to maybe 10 years, but the next IP, I think it will be something entirely different. The only reason Bully did really well as a game was because it was new technology. It was like an open world, relatively high resolution game for the time period, and a lot of people gravitated towards it because of that, and then found out they enjoyed the story and stuff. I don't think there's any reason for them to release another Bully game, which is why they haven't, and that's why they shelved production of Bully 3. How do you think the couple dynamic will work? For example, ghosting your car off a cliff with Jason and Lucia, still sat in the passenger seat. Will it be like GTA 4 where you can then go and pick Roman up from the hospital? Maybe. I think the couple dynamic will work in the sense that you have to build rapport and a relationship with your partner. It's the same way it kind of works in Red Dead Redemption 2. How you respond to the people in your camp affects how they respond to you. So I think it'll be something very similar to that. Do you think there'll be a relationship builder with Jason and Lucia, high relationship, perks for free mode and missions? Yeah, exactly that. Like, I think there'll be a way that we can build and develop these relationships with each other and other characters. Hey Cyberboy, I really like the grind you put into for the content, keep it up. My question is, do you think GTA 6's fist fighting will be improved since Red Dead Redemption 2's? Rockstar's made really good fist fighting games like The Warriors, Bully, Red Dead Redemption 2, and my wish list is basically more fighting styles. 100%. We saw the development in Red Dead Redemption 2, so I think it's fair to say that they'll probably just expand and develop off the back of that. Do you think there'll be dismemberment in the game, for example, with a shotgun, be able to blow off someone's head, or maybe with a rifle you can shoot someone's hand off so they drop their gun? Yeah, I do think there will be like dismemberments and elements of gore, but a lot of people have come to the conclusion that Rockstar are trying to create a horror simulator, and that's not what they're doing. Like, I think it will be an element of the game, but I think it will be only in tasteful ways that they implement it. I don't think every time you shoot someone in the head's just going to explode. I think it will be with certain weapons in certain situations where that happens. How will the paramedics react? GTA 5 paramedics were the worst. Yeah, no, they really were. I think it'd be very similar to the police system, where there's like a response time, the sort of vehicles or the sort of paramedics that turn up depend on how severe the injuries are or something like that. Do you think we'll finally get to kill Dr. Isaiah Friedlander in the final DLCs before GTA 6? Follow question, what should we get for the final GTA 5 DLC? Damn, this is going to be emotional. Needs to be a big send-off for 12 plus years. I'm assuming you just mean online DLCs, because I'm 99% sure there won't be any story DLCs. And to be honest, I'm not too sure. Like, I'm not massively involved with GTA Online at the moment. I think it's rubbish. It used to be great. Like, back in 2014, 2015, it was awesome, but now I don't really like it. So I'm not too sure what they're going to do. Not GTA related, but what's your favorite TV show and movie of all time? Peaky Blinders is my favorite TV show. A lot of the bits of it are actually filmed not too far from here. And then my favorite movie of all time is probably The Wolf of Wall Street. Solid film. Will GTA 6 feature GTA RP as a built-in mode? I like to think that RP would also come to consoles, not maybe in the same capacity, but maybe some of the features that we've seen in RP would come to the online game. But I do think that's probably why Rockstar bought CFX.RE, to buy some of their talent and technology. So for example, like a refueling mechanism in RP could now be integrated into GTA Online just because they bought the people that built the technology. Don't know if anyone has asked this, but do you think we'll be able to buy an airboat in GTA 6? It's one thing I'd like to have. I'm not sure if we'll be able to buy one, but I do think we'll be able to drive one, because in the leaks that we saw back in 2022, there was an airboat, and of course, there was one in the trailer as well. What do you think the mod shops would be called in GTA 6? Vice City Customs, Leonardo Customs. We actually saw the name of what we think the custom shop is going to be called in one of the trailers, so I think it's probably most likely going to be called that. What spooky events do you think GTA 6 will have apart from the werewolf? Also, will you stream GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2? I think maybe the spooky events might happen over the waterways. For example, we might see an introduction of like the Bermuda Triangle, which would be a really cool spooky / mythological thing to introduce into the game. And in terms of streaming GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, I'll probably start streaming GTA 5, but probably not Red Dead Redemption 2. Main reason for that is I tried to post videos of Red Dead Redemption 2 and no one watched them. Across all 7 videos, there's probably about 1,000 views. Now I'm doing this full time, I've got to put my efforts into the things that are going to generate the most views and also the things that I enjoy the most. So probably GTA 5, but probably not Red Dead Redemption 2. But we'll see, maybe, I'm not saying no. Note, I made question 1 before the developers 5 days a week leak. Question 1, we know that ROCKSTAR is no longer overwhelming the developers making GTA 6. We know the developers were very overwhelmed with Red Dead Redemption 2. Do you think they're having a more relaxed? I think that them going back to the office 5 days a week could be a problem, because they're not going back to the office from 9 to 5. They're going back to the office from whenever they arrive at the office till potentially midnight. Pretty much all the teams have to have Zoom calls and conference calls with other departments all over the world, and they often get delayed and postponed due to other things that happen. So if something happens in a studio in San Diego, the UK office will have to stay for an extra 2 or 3 hours waiting for that call to happen. So we're not talking like 9-10 hour work days for some of these employees. We're talking 12 to 16 hour work days, and that could become a seriously big problem for staff morale and productivity. Just my thoughts. Question 2, if you had the opportunity to decide when GTA 6 trailer 2 will drop, when would you release it? I'd release it in May when they have their next conference call, because when they have their next conference call in May, they'll have to give their predictions for fiscal 25 and maybe even some predictions for fiscal 26, which means we're pretty much going to get a confirmation of when we're getting GTA 6. So if they say we're getting it in fiscal 25, it means we'll get the game before the 1st of April 2025. If they say we get it in fiscal 26, it means we'll get the game after April 2025. Potentially September or October 2025. So yeah, do you think that we'll be having passenger trains like an Amtrak? I don't know. I know we're going to have the Vice City Metro. Obviously we saw that in the leaks, but in terms of trains, we haven't seen anything else that is telling us that we'll get that. How long do you think it would take for the game to get expansion maps? Maybe 5 to 6 years, maybe less, but realistically probably a few years. Do you think roleplay will be on GTA 6 Online? I do think there'll be an integration of some elements from roleplay, but I don't think it will be called roleplay. I think GTA 6 Online will just be as expanded as some elements of roleplay. Do you think they would take over the witness system from Red Dead Redemption 2? If so, there's sure going to be a lot more witnesses. Yeah, I think they will, but they'll definitely have to implement it in a different way. Like with how many NPCs are going to be closely compacted together in a dense area, it means that you won't be able to do anything without someone witnessing. So they might have to make it a little bit unrealistic in a way. What were your thoughts on the first F1 race this season? It was all right. I just, once again, it's most F1 races are now getting predictable, and it's just sucking the fun out of it a little bit. So I would like a little bit of change, a little bit of difference, but we'll see. Do you think we'll have shopping centers like malls and supermarkets like Walmart and GTA 6? Yes, I did a full video about this, the North Point Mall video. Go and check that out. I did a full breakdown on how they might implement a massive mall, which is based on the Aventura Mall in Florida, Miami. So hopefully we will see the North Point Mall and maybe some other malls as well. Do you hope that ROCKSTAR will try and make a new IP after GTA 6? Yes, because it'll be nice just to see what else ROCKSTAR can apply themselves to. What games will you be live streaming GTA 6 and what games will you... Oh, I guess this means what games will you be streaming other than GTA 6? Honestly, I don't know. Now my focus is going to be GTA 6. Obviously some GTA 5 content will be thrown in there. I would like to do a video on Skate 4 when we finally get that, but I don't know if we ever will. But yeah, like as new games take my fancy, I'll do videos on them. A lot of people have suggested games to me and they're not games I'm interested in. And at the end of the day, and I mean this in the best way possible, if I'm not interested in playing a game, I'm not going to make videos out of it. Because the same people that say don't burn yourself out and all of this are the same people that tell me what other games I need to play on the channel. But if I'm doing something I don't enjoy to make videos on the channel, that will lead to burnout. So I'm only going to play games that I really do enjoy. What Easter eggs do you think they'll have in GTA 6? I think Bermuda Triangle. I think there'll be loads of references to other GTA games. It's really hard to say at this point. Do you think it'd be easier to report griefers in GTA 6 and keep it safer for everyone? I hope so, because griefers, not so much now, but like back in the day, they were seriously an issue. Like we had people like dropping money on us and getting you banned from GTA, and it took ROCKSTAR a while to figure out how to fix that. Griefers in GTA 6 could be a problem, but hopefully there's more options for more diverse lobbies on the game. Knowing ROCKSTAR, how likely do you think that after GTA 6 Online, they'll add back pay-to-win cars, vehicles, and other stuff like deluxe oppressors and other stuff that give an unfair advantage to noobs? To be honest, I think from the day one of us having GTA Online, I think all of that stuff's going to be in there because ROCKSTAR are going to want to monetize it. There's always going to be an unfair advantage whoever spends the most amount of money. It's just, for them, it's good business. What's your favorite part of the trailer? Probably this shot, because playing GTA Vice City growing up, this location was iconic. To see this, it was just like, I had this massive nostalgic feeling. So yeah, that was my favorite shot. Cyberboy, I love the work, man. Best GTA 6 YouTuber. Thank you. My question is, do you reckon there'll be different social media apps in GTA 6, such as TikTok and X or Instagram, and could you go viral in it and make money off it? I think there's going to be like a TikTok/Instagram hybrid app, which is the one that we saw in the trailer. I don't think they're going to do loads of different apps, because like I've said before, I have a theory that they're potentially going to introduce a real real world app that we have in real life on our phones that allows us to share our GTA 6 content. I think there'll be references to other apps in the game, but I think the majority of the content will be focused around one particular app. Now it's confirmed that GTA 6 is in final development. Do you think we can expect to hear new info about the game from Rockstar Games? Also, do you have any plans on creating a Twitter/X account? I do have Twitter, X. I do have it. I just never use it, but you can go and follow it. If I get like, I don't know, 50 followers on there, I might start posting on it. So that's on the screen right now. It's also probably linked down below somewhere. And yeah, I think the next lot of info we'll hear will probably be in like May sort of time. So that is all for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. We're going back to normal content tomorrow. So if you've got any questions for next week's Q&A, make sure you drop them down below in the comments. I'll also be putting up a community post in the week where you can ask questions as well. Huge thank you to Private Internet Access for sponsoring today's video. Their links are all down below. Remember, by using those links and using their service, you are supporting the channel, so it's massively appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.